From experience, the conduct of isolated elections, such as by-elections and rerun elections, can be very challenging.
We just come across these political talks.
What the professor prophesied about security concerns on January 23rd, 2024 came to pass on the 3rd of February in Kano State and Akwa Ibom. But what he failed to give prophecy, that is about electoral malpractice, happened in Enugu State, as there were suspicions about result sheets. Elections in 3 states presently on suspension. These issues are now a public discourse. So we will also interrogate the issues further to draw some sweet bitter taste ahead of the Edo and Ondo governorship elections. Some electoral thugs were arrested in Kano State. What is the update? Are they cooling off in police custody or enjoying at home? We will find out in the course of the program. I am Mayor Ogidi, and I welcome you to Political Update, the program where politics is treated based on the prevailing symptoms and the right treatment given to prevent further spread. The Director General of the People's Democratic Party New Generation, Audu Mahmood, has defected to the All Progressives Congress APC, along with many of the followers following Garun Gabas ward and across Malam Modari local government areas of Jigawa State. Let's get a filler of that.
Former PDP New Generation leader Audu Mahmood played vital roles in the last elections in 2023 through mobilization of youth across the country for the PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar and the PDP at large. Audu Mahmood is now back in his Garun Gabas ward, where he ensured victory for the PDP during the last 2023 presidential, senatorial and House of Representatives election. His business here this time was to officially drop the umbrella PDP and join the movement APC, along with numerous followers comprising some former PDP executives of Malam Maduri local government. Reason for their defection was attributed to popular demand, inspired by the achievements of the governor of Jigawa State, Malam Umar Namadi. Mahmood said the governor, within a short period of time, has achieved and succeeded in impacting lives and uniting the people through his empowerment and developmental programs, especially in the area of education, health, sports, and many more. The new entrants assured that they will contribute their own quota to ongoing efforts of the governor to move Jigawa State to greater heights. This, he explained, to include laying support to the Tinubu-led government to succeed in all spheres.
The 39 rerun and the 9 by-elections have been largely concluded with results announced by INEC, except for Akwa Ibom, Enugu and Kano states, where elections in some polling units suspended due to disruptions, adoptions of electoral officials and alleged pre-filling of result sheets. During an interagency consultative meeting on election security held on the 23rd of February 2024 at the INEC headquarters, Abuja, the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, expressed concerns about security challenges, and this really played out during the elections.
The conduct of isolated elections, such as by-elections and rerun elections, can be very challenging. A rerun election conducted in one polling unit or a handful of polling units can severely be disrupted by acts of thuggery, knowing fully well that these few locations will determine the outcome of the election.
To a larger extent, elections went on very well in 5 local governments. In Kunchi, we had a problem, and you were there with us. Clearly, there was no election in Kunchi. Thugs disrupted the process.
We just come across these political talks. And the way they display themselves on this location is that we believe they are laying ambush for INEC officials as well as other people coming or going there to vote. So we are not going to leave them.
I like the closing statement. We are not going to leave them. So that man that saw it all that day, the Commissioner of Police in Kano State, Mohammed Hussaini Gumel, is now joining us from Kano Station. If he's up, well, let's briefly see him. And also in Abuja, we have the National Chairman of ADP, Yabagi Sani. So if we can get the Commissioner of Police, let's first hear from him. You promised Nigerians that you won't let them go. So are they still with you, the people that were arrested on Saturday last week following electoral violence in that place that led to the suspension of that election? CP. So let's it seems the CP is not hearing me well. So let me bring in my guest in the studio, Yabagi Sani. You saw the promise, the concerns expressed by the INEC chairman earlier on, and then that the arrest that made in the Kano. Are you surprised at the rate of political violence going on in the country, or something need to be done?
Well, thank you very much for having me. Good afternoon. I believe that democracy is making progress in Nigeria. And I say this because the elections that were conducted by INEC, I'm talking about the rerun and by-elections, by and large, were peaceful, and the results, I believe, is a reflection of what the voters, really did during the elections. So, to that extent, we would like to give kudos to INEC because INEC showed seriousness by way of preparedness, by way of their readiness, to really give their best as far as those elections were concerned. Yes, you have breakdown of law and order in some states, and the security agencies were on top of the situation because it did not degenerate, and INEC to swiftly, move into action. That is by, in some cases, suspending their own staff, which were found wanting, and the police also, really coming very strongly to ensure that those areas where violence was about to break out, were contained. So I believe the security agencies, INEC as the umpire, have really given a very good account of themselves as far as this the elections were concerned.
Chairman, we'll still come back to you because
yes.
You are in the house, as it were in the room. So the man that is in Kano, when we have little opportunity, we have to bring him. And my director said it's ready. So the Commissioner of Police, Kano State, if you can hear me very well, on Saturday when you arrested those thugs, your last comment was that you won't let them go. Tell us, bring us to speed the number of arrests that were made and the present situation of things. Have they been granted bail or they are still in your custody? CP, if you can hear me, tell us what really happened on Saturday that you arrested those thugs. What really happened and what is the present situation of things? CP, talk to me. What really happened and the number of arrests you have made and the present situation of things in Kano on that day. Please, if you can hear me, CP, please, let's get update of what happened.
CP Kano. Update, like you That very day, we waylay some criminals who are thugs and wanting to reach to the venue of the election. So at that material time, you saw the convoy of the patrol team which I was leading, including the resident electoral commissioner who was part of the convoy. They were intercepted and brought to the headquarters. Investigation in this aspect is on high scale. We are still trying to unravel certain information because what the team leader of those people who said they were going like on a mission revenge, we have to interrogate him further so that we can get more of those who are behind the act and what even informed them to do this thing. At the preliminary stage, I want to tell you that it was a very bad situation that day we come to encounter in Kunchi local government, because this is a village, a local government headquarters where the election was to hold, but unfortunately the entire local government headquarters, voters, including other people who are even not prospective voters, all turned to be thugs. They were all wielding weapons and trying to cause trouble. Unfortunately, these people who we waylaid and prevented them from entering the town were going as a counterpost. So it is a completely a different scenario. They wanted to cause mayhem, but the prompt intervention of the police and the combined agencies have prevented mass casualty in view of the election.
How many people were arrested, CP, and are they still in your custody or granted bail?
Of course, you know, Kano State is leading in the implementation of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act. You cannot keep suspect for too long. As I'm talking to you right now, we just come up from the launching of the Police Duty Solicitors Scheme with all the stakeholders. Investigation is all about intelligent-led implementation. We are conducting background investigation as the people are still in custody, but not at the police custody, but we are still getting in touch with them to ensure that we brought better information, better evidence that will be enough for us to conduct prosecution while they were arraigned in court.
Okay, when you say they are in custody but not in your police station, do you have a police station annex, or have they been granted bail? But the number of the people, the suspects, is also important, CP.
You know, issue of revealing the stages of investigation to the public will likely scare other people from being arrested, because when they know that we are after them, it will be quite difficult for them to stay where they are and get them arrested. So as of now, we are conducting investigation, but not that we are keeping them in our cells. So ordinarily, I want to tell you that they are on bail.
It's okay. How many of them were granted bail?
All the number of people you saw.
Television, sir. I saw the
Yes.
number in a trailer, but I can't get them. So you that arrested them and did the profiling, I think you should know the number, sir.
No. At the stage where the arrest was made, you know, it was a crime prevention patrol that we came in. Such large number of people, it will be difficult for us to carry them on our individual vehicles. So that is why the team leader led them. We got his identity and we know what we know that we can also reach out to them and get them whatever information we needed to get. We can always get it from them.
Okay, you said you granted them bail. So before you grant them bail, you must know the number. Some documentation must have been done. So that's why Nigerians really want to know the number. Is it 5 persons, 1 million persons that were arrested and granted bail? The number is very important, sir.
Well, yes, I want you to understand the situation where we come across these people. We were on convoy movement. There is no way you can carry all of them to detention facility.
I think we don't want to preempt your investigation, but I must sincerely thank you for making our time to come and talk to us. It's quite, even 1 minute is a huge time, but you have really spent some time with me, and we wish you the best as you carry on with your activities in Kano State. Thank you very much, Commissioner of Police Kano.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So let's come back to the studio here. We have Bagisani. No, it was quite an interactive one, and also probably must have observed one or two things from that interview with the Commissioner of Police, because the issue of security is quite a paramount one, especially in politics and all the rest. So what is your reaction to that statement by the CP that some persons were arrested, granted bail, number still not disclosed? So what is your take on his reaction to the situation?
Well, I think the CP has been very professional in handling the matter, because he was very concerned about the integrity of the exercise, so that it doesn't lead to then losing the grip of what they're doing. So I commend his efforts, and I believe that such incidences should not be allowed to go unpunished. I'm talking about the culprits now. That is those who were apprehended. That is the only way we can discourage violence in politics, because when it discourage the most damaging one to our democratic exercise, that is building democracy, is the issue of violence. It scares away people. It reduces the attraction of democracy to the people. So I'm sure the CP, like he promised us, I'm sure they're going to deal with the situation appropriately.
Okay, thank you. We'll still come back to discuss, but when we come back, we'll look at what happened in Enugu State about pre-filling of election results, because we had similar situation even in Kogi State during the election. But let's take this report, because there is growing advocacy for the political elites in the country to pave way for greater women participation in governance and decision-making processes in the country. Wife of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation and member representing Boko and Tarki Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, Regina Akome, lent a voice to this advocacy at a women forum in the Kuje Area Council of the Federal Capital Territory. She emphasized that with only 15 women in the 360-seat House of Representatives, the male folk should refrain from pursuing litigation to obtain the elections of the few women in the parliament.
Why would men take us to court? We have won, we have won. Leave us to be in there. They still take us to court. 360, 15 women. Oh, give us a break. What's going on there, man? What's happening? Where have we gone wrong? Where have we, your mothers, that mother you brought into the world, what have we done?
The Tinubu presidential ambassadors of Nigeria and diaspora is engaging the youth in a continuing support for the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the renewed agenda of the current government.
In 2022, Princess Dr. Chetachi Ekton Nwoka and Hatipan New York members engaged other Nigerians in diaspora on electioneering sensitization and mandating them on a proxy vote for the APC during the general election.
Okay, the national chairman ADP is still in the house with me. So, Chairman, let's look at what happened in Enugu State. You are, even more in touch with those people on ground there. This issue was observed first in the off-cycle election in Kogi State, where election results were pre-filled, and INEC issued a statement confirming that the incident really happened, and they promised to investigate it. Similar situation has played out in Enugu South 1 state constituency, where even the election suspended in some polling units. Are you worried about this repeated issue of pre-filled result sheets before election?
Yes, every Democrat or Nigerian really should be worried, because when the results are already predetermined before even the election takes place, says a lot about the process itself. So, and if we allow this to continue, it will be a very big dent on the credibility of the elections that we conduct in this country. That's why, like I said in my earlier remarks, that we give kudos to INEC for rising to the occasion, for dealing with some of their staff that we have found wanting, and we also want them to really demonstrate more of such very serious, actions that they have taken, against their own staff, because that's the only way you can. Because INEC employs quite a large, number of people, when the elections are taking place. Some are there, some are casual staff, some are their own staff.
Ad hoc staff, yeah.
Ad hoc staff, exactly. So it boils down to one thing. What is it? That there should be very, very serious action, from INEC in dealing with that scourge, because it's a very serious problem. Violence discourages women, discourage people, from coming out to participate in the election. And participating in election is one of the civic responsibilities of every individual in the country. So I also like to commend INEC really in what they did in Plateau State, where my party was able to win.
Exactly, that's where I was going, because around 11 o'clock this morning you held a press briefing, and I was privileged to have a copy of the press briefing. And the bottom line of it was you were really happy that ADP was very prominent in the election. So how do you feel in just a few seconds, so that we can round off?
Well, we are really excited. We really it's another testimony to the fact that INEC is above board when it comes to conducting elections, except for a few bad eggs that you have among them. But in totality, the regulatory agency itself, is really very, very strongly determined to ensure they deliver on their mandate. And that's why we want to commend INEC. We want to commend the governor of Plateau State, because he showed statesmanship. He ensured that the environment was very safe and the peaceful election was conducted. So I think it's a big achievement when you look at where we are coming from as far as Plateau is concerned. Crises that took place before the elections, and then for us to have such a peaceful exercise, I think it's a very good credit. I mean, it's a huge credit to the governor and to his administration.
Thank you very much. Yabagi Sani, an engineer turned politician. This morning I also discovered that you are a legal metrologist. I think you are a man of different paths, and really appreciate you for always honoring our invitations, even with the shortest of notice. We also thank the Commissioner of Police, Kano State, as he continued with his investigation. Just that I regretted not asking him when he said they were going for revenge mission. But I think subsequent editions we get more clarity of some of those statements that they made, probably when he concludes the entire investigation. My name is May Ogede. On behalf of the production crew of Political Update, we wish you the best of luck as you continue the activities of the week. Hoping to see you again on Friday with another fresh package of political update. Thank you for watching.